Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker is now just 26 days away from its official release by Disney, Lucasfilm, J.J. Abrams, and even George Lucas. That is all set and ready to end the Skywalker saga and the sequel trilogy itself. This is MikeZeroh. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, one aspect about Episode 9 that a lot of fans are very curious about is, of course, exactly how Disney and Lucasfilm are going to really end the Skywalker saga, and not just that, how they're also going to promote and market this movie from start to finish until the release of the film on December 19th. And that's exactly what Disney and Lucasfilm are really prepping to do as we speak. You know, the past couple of days, we've gotten some TV spots, some new images, new interviews, new promotional material, and everything around those lines in order to really get the film out there, and it's only going to get, you know, more and more frequent as we go throughout this week, the last week of November, leading into the month of December. Now, with that being said, what's really intriguing is, of course, what has all to do with the fourth trailer, also known as the International Trailer, which is going to be a very important piece of Disney's marketing. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film when it all comes down to various shot descriptions of the upcoming trailer 4 of Episode 9. This is where things begin to get very intense for this movie. Now, specifically, what's really intriguing about all of this is that shot descriptions consisting of a sequence where it's explained that both Rey and Dark Rey are said to be fighting each other inside of a strange cave, where Palpatine's throne can be seen in the background. It's described that one of the entrances to Palpatine's throne room on Exegol has a catacomb that leads to the very center where both Rey and Dark Rey are fighting each other, where one of the fighting sequences and styles by Dark Rey is said to be a similar spin attack like Palpatine did against Mace Windu in Episode 3 and colliding with Rey's lightsaber, where Dark Rey appears to have the upper hand in the sequence. The scene is best described as being very dark and gritty, where one of the shots even involves a segment in which Rey is described to do a front flip over Dark Rey in the tight tunnel in Palpatine's throne. The next describes a sequence in which Palpatine is said to be walking toward Rey and Kylo Ren, where both of their lightsabers are said to be on the ground in front of them. This is where Palpatine is said to laugh at Rey and Kylo Ren before he spreads his arms out, where the Force lightning is shooting out sideways from each of Palpatine's hands, striking at something off camera that is not revealed. During this time, Palpatine's right hand is shooting blue lightning, where his left hand is shooting red lightning, and is described to be a demonstration of the power of the Beyond in the upcoming film. Another describes a segment in which Rey is said to be meditating on top of the Prime Jedi mosaic on Ahch-To, as seen in The Last Jedi, giving fans a confirmation that Rey will in fact return to the world of Ahch-To in the film. As this happens, the past voices of Anakin, Yoda, Rey, and Kenobi, or should I say Obi-Wan Kenobi, can be heard, followed by lines of dialogue by Leia. The cinematography of the first Jedi temples is described to actually have a different look and tone by JJ, and that the power of the mosaic will be explained in the movie. Additionally, it's said that Rey appears to have a couple of wounds while she is meditating on Ahch-To, indicating that this takes place after she has already fought Kylo Ren on the second Death Star on Kijimi. Another explains a segment in which Kylo Ren is described to be inside of his new shuttle, chasing the Millennium Falcon over to the world of Exegol, where Lando and Chewbacca are in the Falcon. Eventually, the Falcon is able to make an impressive maneuver, where the Falcon is now behind Kylo Ren, chasing him through a series of Star Destroyers that are wrecked apart in space over the atmosphere of this strange world. It's explained that this space battle provides a glimpse of the Annihilators firing down on this world, ripping apart the entire surface of the planet down below, and that Kylo Ren appears to be determined in the cockpit shots of him chasing down the Falcon. While this happens, a brand new theme by John Williams plays over the shot as the chase happens in the upcoming International Trailer, and that it's actually quite a chaotic moment for the upcoming footage by Disney and Lucasfilm to demonstrate how action-packed the film will be as well. So let's go over a couple of parts about this. Now, the thing that really gets me is the shot that's explained where Rey appears to be all bruised and injured, where she's meditating on Ahch-To. Like I say, that could very well indicate that this takes place after the battle on Kijimi, or after the battle on the second Death Star. 2 different locations, mind you. And what's really interesting about this is that this world of Ahch-To is going to make a full-on return at the very end of the second act of Episode 9. I don't know if you guys knew, but J.J. Abrams really wanted to explore this world a little bit more in comparison to how little he really got to experiment with that world in The Force Awakens. So you can only imagine, what they're trying to do with Ahch-To. It really seems that this planet is the new Dagobah, if you will, because it essentially is in both The Last Jedi and The Force Awakens, but now it's even returning in The Rise of Skywalker. Even in the original trilogy, we didn't have, 3 planets returning like that were affiliated with Yoda. We never got Dagobah in 3 movies in one trilogy. So to have Ahch-To pop up in 3 different movies in the entire sequel trilogy is quite changing the game here. So, how she actually is meditating on top of the Prime Jedi Mosaic. Let's talk about this. Now, it's actually said that the Prime Jedi Mosaic holds a specific type of power. What kind of power that really is, we're not quite sure. It's said to be some kind of ancient Jedi power that even Luke Skywalker was able to use in The Last Jedi that was never really explained, and can also explain as to why it was vibrating when Luke was using the Force. You could actually see the mosaic and the water on top of it rippling, and that very well was a big indicator of that power being used that is now going to be explained in The Rise of Skywalker that will be utilized by Rey. So, it's very nice to hear that Ahch-To is coming back. I think a lot of fans have always wanted to see Ahch-To by J.J. Abrams in greater depth, as opposed to Rian Johnson's take on the planet, and it's going to be a very interesting experience nonetheless. Now, the other segment that I do want to go over that I think a lot of fans are going to enjoy is the moment in which we have both Dark Rey and Rey fighting each other to the death inside of Palpatine's throne room. So this is a big deal because a lot of fans are very excited about Dark Rey because yes, it is a vision. Keep that in mind that it's not a clone or it's not Rey turning to the dark side. This is just a mere vision that Palpatine creates within Rey's mind that she has to actually take on and destroy in order to overcome that personal challenge or that obstacle, if you will. And this character, Dark Rey, is said to be very similar to that of Darth Maul when it comes to the fighting styles. Once again, giving us a nice little parallel to that of the Phantom Menace. So we can see that JJ is really trying to borrow elements from all the past 8 Star Wars movies that come before this one, and Dark Rey is really going to be the definition of the Phantom Menace parallels in The Rise of Skywalker. So this all takes place inside of a catacomb that leads to Palpatine's throne room. So Palpatine's throne room on Exegol, in case you guys did not know, a part of it is underground. There's 2 different locations. There's one outside and there's one underground. 2 different throne rooms in The Rise of Skywalker. Now, the one that we saw in the final trailer most likely is the one underground because we do see that deep chasm in the background, that deep bottomless pit that falls down thousands upon thousands of feet into the very center of the world of Exegol. So, with that being said, this movie really is taking a lot of risks by having all the action sequences in the 3rd act of Episode 9, especially with Dark Rey fighting regular Rey and performing all those different fighting styles that's going to mimic Darth Maul's. That's, I think, the point that a lot of fans are looking forward to, is that they want to see exactly what JJ is going to do with the lightsaber fights in this movie and how they're really going to compare to the other saber duels that we have gotten in the past 8 Star Wars movies. And coming out of The Last Jedi, I will say that we never really got a real lightsaber duel, unless you count the flashbacks, right? We never really got a real lightsaber duel in that movie, which I think was a terrible mistake by Rian Johnson. I think that made absolutely no sense as to why we didn't get anything like that. Sure, Luke was a Force projection, I get that. But they could have had multiple lightsaber duels, just like this movie has a total of 4 of them so far. 4 lightsaber duels. One on Pisana, one on Kijimi, one on the second Death Star, and one in Palpatine's throne room so far. And even more, because we got Dark Rey content coming our way in Episode 9 by JJ, which is another aspect of the film that's going to add on to the lightsaber action in this movie. So you can see that it is going to have some prequel trilogy vibes to it, given that there's going to be a lot of lightsaber action and space battle sequences, something that I personally feel was very much toned down from, The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi. And yes, I understand that the original trilogy didn't have a lot of lightsaber action also, but it's something that both generations of the Star Wars franchise are used to. You know, a lot of fans grew up with the prequels and that's what they love, so it seems like JJ is paying a lot of attention to all of that. So anyways guys, drop a comment below, let me know what you think about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.